Ini terkait tentang kisah hidupnya yang begitu sangat susah, yang begitu sangat berat dia lalui di banyak negara. Namun ketika dia sampai ke negara Malaysia, bang, kehidupannya berubah guys. Semua berubah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo guys, hari ini kita bertemu lagi kita berjumpa lagi di video ini, bertemu bersama saya yang tentunya selalu setia menyapa teman-teman semua di sana. Semoga kita dalam keadaan baik-baik saja, sehat senantiasa jasmani juga rohaninya, serta segala bentuk pekerjaan, aktivitas, kegiatan apapun yang kita lakukan, yang akan kita lakukan dan yang sudah kita lakukan, semoga diberikan kemudahan dan kelancaran oleh Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa. Amin amin ya robbal alamin. Baik, di sini ada satu cerita yang sangat menarik guys ya. Tentunya ini menjadi saya sangat penasaran. Oke, diceritakan kisah tentang pria asal Amerika Serikat. Jadi pria asal Amerika Serikat ini guys, dia ingin mengubah hidupnya, mengubah pola hidupnya, tentunya ingin taraf hidup yang lebih baik. Namun, ya dia tegaskan itu bukan hidup di Amerika. Karena kita sama-sama mengetahui guys, apapun di Amerika itu sangat mahal ya guys ya. Nah kali ini ya dia ingin mengubah taraf hidupnya untuk jauh lebih baik. Itu dia meninggalkan Amerika Serikat guys dan pergi ke negara lain. Oke, tujuan pertamanya itu adalah Bali. Nah, Bali Indonesia itu adalah menjadi tujuan pertamanya guys ya. Beberapa bulan dia di sana, akhirnya dia merasa tidak cocok. Wah, ini kenapa ya guys ya? Tidak cocok di Bali, padahal banyak sekali bule di sana yang merasa nyaman. Nah, ini bule ini berbeda guys. Ya, Mat Saleh ini mengatakan dia sangat tidak cocok saat berada di Bali. Ini ada apa ya guys ya? Ini menimbulkan pertanyaan. Nah, kemudian dia pergi ke negara Thailand. Nah, beberapa bulan lagi dia di Thailand, ternyata ini tidak cocok lagi guys. Nah, sebenarnya ini Mat Saleh apa sih maunya? Semua tidak cocok. Di Bali tidak cocok, di Thailand tidak cocok. Lalu setelah itu akhirnya dia pergi ke negara Malaysia. Nah, di negara Malaysia ini guys, ternyata dia mendapatkan apa yang dia inginkan, apa yang dia harapkan, dan apa yang dia impikan. Nah, ini yang jadi pertanyaannya guys ya. Sebenarnya apa kurangnya negara kami itu apa ya guys ya? Kok rasanya dia tidak cocok dengan negara kami? Kok dia lebih cocok ke Malaysia, itu ada apa? Tentu ini menimbulkan pertanyaan besar. Bali nggak cocok, Thailand nggak cocok, namun Malaysia cocok sekali guys. Nah, kita akan cari tahu informasi kebenarannya sebenarnya apa yang terjadi, apa yang dia rasakan di Malaysia, kenapa di Malaysia dia cocok, di negara kami kok tidak cocok. Ada apa ya guys ya? Oke, langsung saja kita mereaksi itu. Daripada bertanya-tanya guys ya, kita akan langsung masuk ke videonya. Jom.
Left New York City 7 months ago with no job, no income, no plan. And I came to Southeast Asia with $600 total to my name in my account, and I had a 1-month place booked and I had a flight booked, and then $600, and that's it. Now what I did have was an Instagram account with 40,000 followers from being a tattoo artist. Spent 5 years as a tattoo artist in New York, taking private appointments through Instagram. No walk-ins, just strictly private appointments. So I had built this following, right? Built 40-something thousand followers. And I thought, okay, I need to find a way to make money with this account. That's all I have at the moment. And from there, I decided to keep making tattoo designs, keep booking in NYC, and have somebody else do the tattoos and take a cut from that, take a percentage. And that's what I did to sustain myself and survive, just barely get by for months. This is 7 months ago, around November. And so I started in Thailand due to affordability, due to already knowing the lay of the land. And yeah, I stayed there for a few months. But very quickly I decided to start a YouTube channel. You know, I've been watching YouTube vloggers for as long as I can remember, probably since, at the very least, since the beginning of the pandemic. I'd say is when it took off, is when I was stuck inside and, you know, really craving to travel, really craving to be back in Southeast Asia. And I was watching these YouTube vloggers blow up, watch their channel blow up, watch them go from making no money to making a full-time income on YouTube. And so I thought, why not? Why can't I do it as well? It's gotten competitive. There's many people doing it now, but it doesn't matter, right? Many people doing it who have no charisma, no personality, no anything, right? They're just going around to tourist areas and showing the area. It's not really the type of vlogs that I like to watch, but that's a lot of what happens. It's a lot of what's going on. So I thought, okay, maybe I can get on camera and I can do something. I can make it a little bit interesting. And I don't even care about going to different tourist attractions and touristic places. I usually don't even do that. It's not what I like to do. As much as I like Southeast Asia, I love Malaysia, I love Thailand. I just kind of like staying here. I like living here like a normal life, essentially. I just prefer it. And so I thought, how can I do that and still make content, still grow, and still turn this into a full-time income? And that's been the last 7 months, my journey. It's what I've been working towards. Uploading every single day, new vlog every single day, which is not easy. But that was the goal I set out on, and now 7 months later, we are doing much, much better. I went from having enough money for 2 or 3 days. The next 2 or 3 days, I could have a hotel paid for, and I had food, and that's about it. And I didn't really know when my next money was coming. I never knew when I would get another tattoo booking on Instagram. So there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of rough, difficult times. Not an easy journey, not at all. Several times I've gone broke during the.
Tapos ternyata kehidupannya itu sangat susah ya guys ya di Amerika, karena punya penghasilan itu rata-rata tiap bulan hanya 600 US ya. Jadi terkadang dia makan, mungkin besoknya tidak ya. Karena kesulitan itu guys untuk membiayai kehidupannya. Jadi ternyata dia memutuskan untuk untuk pindah ke negara lain, mengadu nasib agar mendapat satu kehidupan yang lebih baik ya guys ya. Oke, kita lanjutkan lagi.
Journey, and either had to ask my following on Instagram and YouTube for some donations, just hoping to get by, and thankfully some of you were very, very, very helpful and truly got me through the difficult time. Had to reach out to friends, family, and ask for a little bit of money to pay for a hotel for a few days, to get some meals, to get to survive, basically, which became harder and harder for me to do. It was a little bit, it was difficult. Although I always knew 100% deep down, or I knew for sure that it was going to work out, and it was just a matter of time. But with YouTube, you don't start getting paid right away. You have to put in a good amount of work, a lot of work, unless you happen to just pop off, go crazy viral. You need to put in serious work before you see any money at all. Before you even start really seeing views, before you start seeing engagement. It's grueling, especially if you don't have money to survive, if you don't have a job. So that was probably the hardest part. And so I had left Thailand and I went to Indonesia. I went to Bali, right? I wanted to reset my visa, change the environment. I decided, okay, Bali, I used to live there for 2 years. I know it's pretty cheap. I know places I can stay and how I can get by cheaply. So I decided just to go for a week or two. And I arrived and I tried to leave a week later. I was not a fan. Bali has changed a lot. It was super busy and crazy, and it was expensive. It was the holiday time, like December holiday, January.
Mahal katanya di Bali, guys.
And I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to go back to Thailand or somewhere cheap and somewhere that I can be a little happier. And yeah, I tried to leave. I bought my flight. I booked a 1-month Airbnb in Thailand with pretty much all of my money. And they did not let me leave. They told me, your passport is expiring within 6 months. and so you cannot fly. You have to renew your passport here in Bali. And so I couldn't get a refund for the flight. I could not get a refund for my Airbnb, and I'm now stuck in Bali with no passport. Difficult, difficult. And so I go pretty much immediately to apply for the new passport. Go to the US consulate, you know, and go through the process to get a new passport. They tell me it's gonna take 4 weeks, that it could be delayed because of the holidays. And so that was already a tough pill for me to swallow. That was already very hard for me to accept, that I had to now stay there for 1 month. And, you know, I had already spent the money to live in Thailand for that next month. And so that was like the biggest roadblock and hurdle I had to deal with on this whole journey. You know, it was the toughest thing. On top of this, my content had just started doing quite well in Thailand. You know, I just started to pick up some steam. And when I started to do content in Bali, it was not doing well. I was not getting views, no engagement, like 10 times less views, right? Barely gaining subscribers as I'm trying to hit that milestone, trying to get 1,000 subscribers so I can start monetizing my channel, making some money. And yeah, hit a roadblock. So I'm still doing content every day in Bali. You know, you could still go back on my channel and see the videos I'm talking about. It was not bad content. It was not bad content, but I just didn't have an audience. You know, people were not that interested. Yeah, and it was tough. And so 4 weeks go by, 4 grueling weeks. You know, I'm grinding on Instagram, making some bookings, few tattoo bookings here and there. Went broke a few times. Like I said, had to like get some help. Now, I don't have like a family who makes a lot of money that I can just reach out to for money. It's not like that. You know, my parents struggle harder than me, or at least as much as me, I will say. And so, yeah, thankfully I was able to get through that time and make it to the end of the 4 weeks. And I thought, okay, finally, I can go back to Thailand and I have enough money. And yeah, the passport didn't come yet, and they kept telling me, sorry, it didn't arrive yet, it's delayed because of the holidays. So around 6 weeks go by. You know, it's now 6 weeks total, no passport. And you know, I'm growing frustrated because I both didn't want to be there and because my freedom was now gone. I had no option to leave, to travel anywhere. The prices were so high with the holidays, and it was a tough time. It was a very tough time for me. I know it sounds ridiculous to some people. Oh, you're in paradise, you're in Bali. But it was, you know, it went much deeper than that. So yeah, I just felt like I was stuck and I couldn't get to the milestone I needed to get monetized at that point, and I was stuck. And so finally, just after around 6.5 weeks, the passport comes in. You know, it's a huge relief for me. And I decide right away, okay, I'm gonna go back to Thailand, book a 1-month Airbnb. At the time, now I was able to get Airbnbs for around $275 in Pattaya in Thailand, by the beach, with a kitchen. And so I was like, okay, I need to do this. I have only a few $100s, and this is my best option. So I got back to Thailand. You know, I keep grinding. You know, I'm spending hours a day on Instagram and making designs and still vlogging every single day. And I finally hit that goal of 1,000 subscribers. I'm lucky because usually people hit the subscriber goal, but you still need thousands of hours of watch time on your videos. I'm lucky, but also it was calculated that my videos are long. I make long videos. So I had hit the watch time requirement of 4,000 hours well before I even hit 1,000 subscribers. And so that wasn't a problem for me. But yeah, I hit that point and I thought, okay, I've made it. I've made it to the first step of this journey to become full-time and actually survive and live a decent life, you know? things were still relatively slow, but I started to pick up steam. I started to really pick up steam in Thailand. And, you know, my videos then started to average 2,000, 3,000, sometimes hitting 5,000 on a video on YouTube. And yeah, I had to leave, reset my visa. It was time to go, you know. I only get 2 months there. Yeah. Hey. Sorry. Yeah, so had to leave. I decided to come to Malaysia. Sorry, I wanted to say hi to them. I also lost my train of thought. Difficult. But anyways, came to Malaysia, decided, okay, I found like the cheapest flight possible, which was to come here, come to Kuala Lumpur. I thought, okay, I'll stay at least a few days. Maybe I will stay 1 week, you know, let's see how it is. I watched some vlogs about it, and it looked like a cool city. It looked like, yeah, somewhere I could see myself staying for at least a week, you know. And I arrived here, and as soon as I went and checked into my hotel, I left my bags. I was staying, you know, next to KL Central. I knew nothing about the city, knew nothing about the culture, you know, nothing. I didn't even know that it was a mix of, you know, I didn't know Malaysians were Indian, Chinese, and Malay. I had no idea. I thought Malaysian was just Malaysian. I didn't know anything. And yeah, I started to record on day one, you know, maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you know, it's before it gets dark. I thought, let me just do a first impressions video tonight. You know, let's not waste any time, right? And so I made that first video here. And, you know, it was fairly long, 30-40 minute video or something like that. But I didn't put much thought into it. I just literally walked outside, started walking around, walked around Little India, walked in New Central Mall. You know, honest first impression. I didn't know anything, you know, I didn't know the area, nothing. And that video right away, very quickly, by the next day it was my best performing video by two times. You know, I think there was 7,000-8,000 views by the next day or something. I'd have to really check the details, but something where I was like, oh wow, like very shocked. You know, a lot of comments, a lot of likes. And very quickly, you know, it started to continue to rise, 10K, 15K views. And the second day, you know, I decided I'm going to keep up the daily vlogs. You know, I'm not going to stop. And yeah, I continued. I didn't know the next day was, I think I made a vlog. It was like, this is why I love Malaysia after just 24 hours. That was the title. And it was pretty much me going around in Chinatown, you know, going to a food spot that I found, Dilla restaurant. I still go there all the time, go there almost daily. Amazing, like Malay food. And yeah, I put that on camera. I got lucky where some interesting stuff was happening in public. Yeah, that's still like a good vlog. Go back and watch that if you never saw that one. But had some interesting stuff happen. It just worked out well. And so the second vlog also did really well. Views quickly. You know, first video is at that point getting 15 to 20,000 views. It's still going. And now usually my videos in Thailand, they would do well in the first 24 hours, and then typically the views would stop. You know, they won't keep getting views. And that's just how it went for me. Sorry, I'm walking in like a bit of a circle, walking all over because there's so many people in some areas here taking photos and stuff, and like saying hello to me and stuff, and I'm just trying to stay away right now and make this video. That's why it looks like I'm walking in a freaking circle. But yeah, you know, so it kept getting views, kept getting engagement, and I just continued this day after day, making a new video, kind of taking comments heavily into consideration to figure out where to actually film and what to do here, where to make content, trying to quickly learn about the culture. And you know, my strong suit was always making these topical videos and kind of trying to talk a little in depth about my perspective of a place, maybe versus USA versus New York City, or yeah, just my perception of something. And those were my best performing videos. And so in order to make those videos, I need to know something. I need to know a bit about the city, a bit about the culture, the people, or else I can't really, I don't know what I'm talking about otherwise. And so I was able to do those really well in Thailand. And so initially I'm just going to different spots, the botanical garden. I'm going to different areas, and I'm doing more content of like showing an area, but still talking a bit. But that just continued to develop, and I started to learn a lot more about this place, especially Kuala Lumpur, where I spent most of my time initially. And yeah, things continue to grow. The channel started to grow more and more. The daily subscribers, instead of gaining 2 subscribers, 5 subscribers, 6, I started to gain 10, 15, 20. And then I had some videos do well, and I started to gain 50, a day. And I started to think, okay, I'm onto something here, or the people here are really enjoying the content. They understand the content. The English-speaking audience, it's powerful. It's people actually understand what I'm saying. Again, I go in depth about things. I sometimes, it's not such surface level discussion. And so Thai people, for example, don't understand what I'm talking about. They can use automatic subtitles all they want. They're not going to figure it out. And so, yeah, I went from having a US audience, European audience, Australian audience, to a primarily Malaysian audience that continued to grow and continues to grow now, And now we're hitting essentially 5,000 subscribers. That's almost today. I think it's 4950, something like that. And I'm gaining often 100 per day. And so to me, that's strong. It's powerful. And I'm thrilled about it. I'm really thrilled about it. I'm thrilled that you guys are really enjoying the content. You guys are engaging with the videos. You guys are commenting about things that are very helpful, helping me learn about the country and the people, where to go. I know I don't often respond to them. I try, but I do read the comments. But yeah, I'm really grateful for this Malaysian audience that I've built, and for this country in general. And I've really enjoyed my time here, even besides YouTube, besides any of this, besides the views. But now, so I'm at a point that, yeah, I do have an income, and essentially I do have a job and a plan. My plan is to continue growing the channel. My income has gone from, I'd say, 700, 800 US dollars when I first came to Southeast Asia, to now at least double, probably around 1,500 US dollars. And I remember just making a video probably 2 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago, and it was my Malaysia versus USA honest opinions video.
Dan itu tadi guys, video yang baru saja kita saksikan. Saya sangat suka dengan konten dari pria ini guys. Saya sangat menyukai videonya. Ini terkait tentang kisah hidupnya yang begitu sangat susah, yang begitu sangat berat dia lalui di banyak negara. Namun ketika dia sampai ke negara Malaysia, bang! Kehidupannya berubah guys. Semua berubah drastis 180 derajat. Bahkan yang dulunya dia susah, kehidupannya menjadi sangat bahagia di Malaysia. Nah, ini adalah sebuah kisah nyata. Begitu sulitnya orang, begitu susahnya orang di banyak negara. Namun ketika dia mencoba masuk ke dalam negara Malaysia, apa yang terjadi kepada kehidupan pribadinya, kepada keuangannya. Nah, ini guys, ini adalah salah satu bukti bahwa Malaysia adalah surganya. Tempat yang sangat hebat, ya, tempat yang tentu diimpikan oleh banyak orang, termasuk berbagai turis yang ada, ataupun juga turis yang satu ini guys. Nggak mau lagi dia keluar, karena dari awal dia hidup susah, dan dia mendapatkan semua keinginan, harapan, cita-citanya itu saat dia tiba di Malaysia. Yang dulunya dia ke Thailand, ke Bali, dan berbagai negara lainnya, termasuk negara dia sendiri, dia nggak dapat guys. Dan Malaysia lah merubah semua jalan hidupnya menjadi lebih baik, menjadi mungkin lebih normal, menjadi keuangan yang lebih stabil, dan berbagai hal positif lainnya ya guys ya. Oke, demikian tadi video aku. Semoga video ini bermanfaat bagi kita semua, dan aku mohon maaf jika ada kesalahan kata, kesalahan sikap pada Anda semua, mohon dimaafkan, dan aku akhiri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.